Hey everybody, Ericka Redic here with Of the People. Very excited to have on Mr. Sean Spicer here at the First in the Nation Summit. So we've gotten to hear you a couple times.
Yeah, I mean,
this
they're getting their
weekend.
volunteer money out of me.
That was really
I was going to
funny.
say, yeah, it's one thing if you're getting paid, then they feel like you squeeze you, but when you're doing it, then they really got everything out of us.
No, we want to hear from you more. You know, I feel like there's 1,000 questions that I could ask you.
Okay, well,
But can I ask? I have a personal one.
all
I
right,
want to ask
let's
you.
go.
Did you ever in a million years, like growing up, imagine yourself as a White House press secretary?
No,
What was harder, White House press secretary or Dancing with the Stars?
Dancing with the Stars.
Shut up. No,
Yeah, wait,
it was
well,
not. No, it was not.
I think part of it was that when you're press secretary, you can dance a little figuratively and hide behind the podium, refer people to other. You can say, "Oh, the State Department knows it." When you have to be on the dance floor and you have no rhythm, as the case with me, you don't have anywhere to go. You can't. You know, it's funny when I did the show. This is actually an interesting story. I'd been asked for a few years, a couple of years, and I'd stay in touch with them. They were great people.
Yeah.
And I finally was like, you know, it was like one of those. They're not going to keep asking.
Yeah.
So I finally said, you know, let's think about this. And I called Tucker Carlson. He had done it. And I asked Tucker and his wife Susie. I said, what do you think? And Tucker's like, oh, it's not that hard. And I said, dude, you sat in a chair. If you ever watch Tucker's, you know, it was, you know, so he said, well, that's kind of true. I guess if you could take it seriously, it's a lot harder.
Yeah.
And it is. I mean, there's nowhere to hide.
Yeah.
But it was a blast. I literally, I thought I'd last a week and then I'd be gone. I had an absolute amazing time. They're great people. I would do it again in a heartbeat.
That's cool. Okay, so let me ask you a couple serious questions now. I can't imagine having to be under that kind of pressure where you're being peppered with questions. Every single one of them, the premise is a setup to make you the bad guy,
Yep.
right? So it like you're like, wait, do I defend myself right now? Do I defend the president? How do I do this? I wonder, just really sincerely, curiously, like, how do you feel like you grew as a person having to deal with so much ugliness and so many people just trying to like put words in your mouth and just being in the swamp like you were? What was that? How did that change you? What kind of influence did that have on you?
It's a really interesting, I mean, I actually think that question has so many aspects to it, but I will say this, it makes you, you go through a few evolutions. The first is questioning the people that you are around, meaning that I did this, I was at the RNC for 6 years. I'd been, you know, I was the Budget Committee spokesman for the House of Representatives, the House Republican Conference for a year, and so I knew a lot of these folks. And truly, in most cases, people want to get information out. They're writing a story, they may have a bias, but they're trying to do. This became a much more personal, vitriol thing, and I think, which made me question a lot of relationships, if you will, where it's like, I thought you actually were a decent person that was trying to do something. I had people come into my office after press conference sometimes and say, hey, sorry I had to do that. My boss really wanted me to. And it's like, well, no, you can't be a jerk and then blame it on somebody else.
Yeah.
And so for me, part of it was, I mean, I've joked now that I'm, you know, much more defensive. I know who my friends are. I know, not that I didn't before, but you really now, I know who you can count on and who you can't.
Allies,
there were people
trust.
who used opportunities to interact, to leak to the press, to further themselves. And so from that standpoint, I think you grow smarter on a personal level. You
like
recognize,
discerning.
Yeah, you know who actually is a good person, a bad person, whose motives are true and whose aren't.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow. That is, I mean, that's a really good answer to the question. I know you were super time limited, so I want to be respectful of your time.
Yeah.
I know you got to get to New York. We'd love to have you on a full episode of the People to talk more about your experience.
Yeah, and for people who are interested, I've got a new show out every day, 6 o'clock. Sean Spicer Show. You can get it on Apple. Go do that. Go to YouTube and subscribe. Go to all of them, because one of the cool things is that this is how we grow independent media. I mean, you look around right now, by the way, for those people, I've got the Sorbos. Just as a side note, this is as close as I can. I literally worked out near Kevin Sorbo this morning. I can't say with, because he didn't even, he looked and he was just like, get out of my way. He was pounding huge amounts of weights. I think he thought I was coming to hand him a towel, but it's as close as I'm ever going to get.
It's only like 800 or 900 pounds. It's not that big a deal. That's normal, isn't it?
That's as close as I'm ever going to get to working out with, is near. And then, obviously, the amazing Sam is there with him. So
she's my new best friend this weekend.
Yeah, you are queued up with the best. So
yes,
thanks for spending time with me.
All right, thank you, Sean, and we look forward to having you on the show.
You bet.
All right,
thanks.